Hey everybody, this week the theme of the Daily Dose is Family Matters. And we are talking about some really practical family strategies to address real parenting issues. Families, this week, the Daily Dose is for you. And today we are talking specifically about faith. At Calvary, our mission is to lead all people to a lifelong faith in Jesus Christ. So as a parent, how can we prepare our kids for this journey? Now, I have always enjoyed working with kids, but I am the first to admit that I was a terrible babysitter sometimes. The kids I babysat, they were always safe. No one was ever put in danger. But I can remember one summer, a family down the street hired me to watch their 1-year-old, maybe 18-month-old, for a few hours each day during the week. And I have a very vivid memory of basically sitting on this family's living room floor with toys on the floor with this child and catching up on soap operas and game shows. I mean, sure, I did play with those toys with him, but in retrospect, I'm pretty sure I was more concerned with the plot line of Days of Our Lives than I was with engaging in some kind of play with this child. But still, I did enjoy the idea of working with kids. So I kept saying yes to babysitting. And the parents of this sweet boy, they never talked to me about my habit of watching daytime television, because I do remember the dad coming home for lunch periodically and seeing me sitting on the floor with this TV on in the background. And maybe in today's day and age, parents would call out a babysitter and say, this child does not need to be exposed to screens, who knows? But as a 15 or 16-year-old, it was clear that I did not know a thing about child development. Fast forward to a dozen or so years when I became a parent myself. And sure, I was maybe more mature and had a little bit more of experiences with children. But when Hans and I brought our son home from the hospital, it wasn't like there was some magic ding somehow teaching us everything we needed to know about the top parenting resources we needed. Figuring out parenting takes time. And it sometimes even takes relationships, people with you, walking alongside you as a parent to help and show you. It sometimes takes trial and error in parent negotiations. And even so, my parenting style is different than my sister's parenting style, and we both parent differently than our parents did for us. There's not a manual or a how-to book that every parent in the world follows. And I'll admit, this is hard for someone like me to embrace. I love a good answer. I love a good how-to book telling me exactly how to do something right. Anyone else with me? And when we talk about the faith of our kids, I think there's a part of each of us that worries that we're going to mess something up. If we don't have that faith to-do list in front of us or figured out ourselves. So we search for the best foolproof steps to teach our kids about Jesus. Or sometimes we think that's what Sunday school should be for. Maybe the church professionals who know their Bibles inside and out, who know the right way to pray, they'll give my kids everything they need. End of story. Faith journey, figured out. And if you're asking those questions, don't feel bad about that. But what if your job as a parent isn't to give your kids particular answers about faith? We've just finished our Picture Perfect Family Worship series here at Calvary, and we've said over and over again, there is no such thing as a perfect family, but perfect was never the goal. And a perfect faith for your kids isn't the goal either. I remember when I learned what Sunday school actually was, that it's different than what we envision it today. Sunday school originally was a school for underserved children. It was a safe place, the church, for poor children to come and learn how to read. And sure, these churches used the Bible as their textbooks, but over time, Sunday school morphed into something that was the only place to teach kids about faith. And I think that Sunday school, as we often think of it, is actually a disservice to all of you parents out there. You are more capable than you think you are. The most important influencer in a child's faith is you. I mean, what if you're with your child, you actually sit down to have questions about faith and you ask them together with your child? What if you read a Bible story together and tried to figure out what it meant? Having your child see that you have questions too is actually a really healthy thing. When you bring your kids to church and then later that day you hear them humming a song that you heard, that's you influencing the life of your child. That's you journeying with your child. When you make a plan for as a family, how you're going to be generous, how you're going to give this Christmas to help someone in need, that's you journeying with your child. Neither Jesus nor the church offer a 10 perfect step guideline for you to raise your child in faith. Because faith, it's not perfect. It isn't prescribed. As we read in Hebrews 11, verse 1, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Families, we here at the church, we are certainly in this with you. But your child can't do this without you either. So show that love in the community, ask those questions together, and your child's faith will grow. Thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose today. We would love for you to subscribe on YouTube. You can catch up on old daily doses, see what other questions we're asking along with you, and make sure to invite a friend to join you next time you watch as well. Thanks so much.